positive and negative air pressure. Kind of boring, kind of technical, but it's tonight's topic, so let's get into it. So I want to talk to you guys about negative air pressure because I was just in my backyard and just experienced it, and it's something most people don't know about, and it's very important to know about, especially pertaining to damage to your property. So anyway, we just had a band of storms come through Toledo. They had some heavier winds. We have more storm bands that are going to come through later and probably are going to bring some negative wind pressure in this as well. And so this is especially important if you guys get damage to your house as a result of wind damage. Most people in this industry, that includes contractors, insurance adjusters, home inspectors, pretty much evenly across the board, will tell you that wind from one event can't damage more than one slope of your roof or more than one side of your house. And that's not true. And the concept of negative wind pressure, air pressure, will help describe why that's the case. So I had this really awesome diagram professionally drawn up. I just picked it up from the print shop here today. And this is going to kind of hopefully show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is a simple up and over gable style roof, and in this example, let me kind of turn here so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. What we're doing in this example is we're using a house that faces east to west. Okay, so this side of the roof faces west, this is east, and the wind in this scenario is a west wind, so it's coming from this direction. Okay, so the side of the house that the wind hits, that's called the windward side of the house. And the back side where the wind comes over is called the leeward side. Okay, so the side where the predominant wind is coming from, so in this diagram, the wind's coming out of the west. Okay, that direct wind, that is positive pressure. Okay, it's positive wind pressure. So when this wind hits your house, it's hitting it high and medium and low, and it's not knocking on your door and asking you if it can pass through. It's just finding its way around the structure, right? So what happens is when, let's take this lower wind, it hits a block. So as a result, that air becomes very turbulent, trying to find its way around this structure. So it may go, around the side of the structure. It may go up and over the structure. But to really show you in this diagram, we're going to use an example where the wind goes over the structure. So let's say the wind hits the very lowest portion of the roof. That's going to be a very vulnerable spot on your house for wind damage, the eave line. And then so now the wind's going to get a little bit turbulent and start to make its way up your roof and over the ridge. Now at the ridge, that wind started low, and it was forced up, but now it's able to go back down again. So what happens is when the space frees up, a lot of times the wind will swirl, making its way back down and then continuing on in the direction that it was going before it hit the house. That swirl right there creates negative pressure. Okay, negative pressure acts as like suction, and negative pressure can be equal to or greater than the positive pressure. So here's an instance to where maybe you got wind damage, you had shingles come off on the windward side. Now let's say in the leeward side, maybe it picked the shingles up 90 degrees and sat them back down. And now you have crease shingles up on the back side of that roof that you can't see. And I'm telling you, if you make a claim and your contractor or your adjuster, whoever, doesn't know about negative air pressure, which most people do not know about, most likely, in a lot of cases, they're only going to pay for one part of your roof. And who out there wants to get a half a roof paid for? Nobody. So it's important that you understand the concepts of positive and negative air pressure. You can go on YouTube and you can probably get way better videos than what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make you guys aware. There's probably very nice videos that are three-dimensional and such. And keep in mind, this is not just for roofs. This is pertaining to your siding too. So as the wind goes, we talked about it going up and over, but as it goes around the structure, again, the air is very turbulent. and it's swirling as well, going around your house until it can get in that straight direction once it's beyond your house and continue on its way. So that wind can damage all four sides. It can damage both sides of the roof. It can damage both sides of the siding. Now that's going to be very unusual. I mean, almost impossible. But Mother Nature's weird. So maybe the wind damages the windward side of the roof, and it damages the north side of the house on the siding. So again, too, when you have somebody inspect your house, whether it's a contractor, whether it's an adjuster, I talk about in prior videos, you have to know the person's background. Make sure they know what they're doing, because your claim depends on it, and the accuracy of your claim absolutely depends on the knowledge of the person that's assessing your property. So if you don't know about negative wind pressure, how do you even know where to actually look for damage on the house? What 90% of the industry does, doesn't matter if it's a contractor, an adjuster, an inspector, they just evaluate what they see, right? What's obvious. Okay, well, there's 6 missing shingles up there, so we're going to replace that slope. They're not looking for, other areas that are more technical, they're harder to find. They don't have the data, the training to know where to start to look. So guys, this is the kind of training that I have. This is the reason I'm the best possible person to assess your damage. I work for homeowners, I work for contractors, I work in a wide capacity, I do HAG certified inspections, but once again, make sure whoever you hire to look at your damage is qualified to give you an accurate assessment. Rob Kolb, your Toledo area public adjuster, making claims great again, and making sure they're accurate every single time. You guys have a good night. I'll see you again soon. Oh, by the way, please go to my page and subscribe and give me the thumbs up. Almost forgot. Have a good night.